Hello and welcome back. Today let's learn how to make a shaker or a maraca out of a toilet paper tube. You can get the supplies either in your house if you've already got them, or you can go to the craft store to get the following. Toilet paper tubes, at least one, something to decorate them with, like these colorful napkins or wrapping paper, maybe even paper that you've decorated yourself. You can also choose to paint them. You'll also need some sort of glue, whether that be a glue stick, white Elmer's glue, or if you have a grown-up around that can help you and they have a glue gun, you can also use that for a quicker drying instrument. Make sure that if you use white glue or a glue stick, you have something maybe to pin it with, like these clothespins, so that it can fully dry on each end. You'll also need something to create the shaking sound. So here we have our corn kernels. You can also use dried beans, rice, or you can mix them together. If you have a stapler, that could also help secure the ends of the shaker when you are gluing them. And finally, if you have some washi tape, as you can see, it's tape with cool, colorful patterns. It can help secure the end of your shaker and also create a nice texture. Let's get started. So if you're going to be using a napkin, you want to make sure that you use ones that have multiple layers. So you can start by peeling them apart at the corners there and getting down to those other layers so that you can get the pattern there. And these are nicer napkins that are a little bit fancier than, the plain ones at Walgreens, that you just get with paper plates. But it's nice because they will really fit on the toilet paper tube easily, and you can do it with a glue stick really easily. And these ones have some nice patterns in particular. Otherwise, remember, wrapping paper will work, or you can use your own paper to make a good decoration. You can see we've cut the paper here so that it's sized to the length of the tube. And now we'll need to move on to the gluing portion. So we're going to move on to the next step here. You're going to grab your glue stick, and you can see how we've cut out the napkin shape to match the length of the toilet paper tube. You're going to cover the toilet paper tube on one side, and so you can start rolling the paper on there. And then make sure you spread it nice and evenly so that there's no folds and that it rolls over nice and easy. And depending on, what your design is, you can cover it up and then fold it over directly, or if there's a design like on this one, you can see there's some designs here that we want to be able to see, so we're ripping the edge off there so that we can blend it and see the star and the heart shape that is on the other side. So with the napkin, it's nice and easy because it's really foldable and it's not too stiff, so it kind of just rolls right on there. Our next step is going to be getting the ends glued down so that we can fill it up. So we've got our paper covering now over our tube. We've got it tucked in on the edges, and we're going to start gluing the side down on one end so that we can fill it up. So like we mentioned before, you can use a hot glue gun if you've got a grown-up there to help you supervise how you're doing it, and so you're doing it safely. We're going to go ahead here and just use the paintbrush for this end and wipe and just cover the entire end with white glue there. And then we'll be taking some clothespins and gluing it down and letting it sit for a while so it can dry. So once you get that glue in there, you want to squeeze the end shut, nice and slow and carefully, so you get that pinching part, and then take those clothespins and let it sit and dry and come back to it maybe like in an hour or two after it's done, and we can move on to the next step. So now our end is dried so that we can pour in our corn kernels. You see it's not very much, just a little bit there. Remember, you can use dried beans or rice also. Just for the sake of finishing our project right now, we're going to use the hot glue gun so that we can get it done and show you how it sounds. And remember, you should have a grown-up if you use the glue gun. So we're pinching it very carefully there so we don't burn ourselves, letting it sit for a moment, and just to be extra careful, we use our clothespins. And let it dry. For some extra support on our ends of our project, you can see both ends are dried now, and it's got our corn kernels inside so that you'll get that shaker sound. Let's pick out some washi tape to use at the very end so that we get a really cool pattern, and it also will make sure that the ends have some extra support when the kernels are shaking against it. There's one end and then the other. You can use the scissors to trim the ends again so that it is measured up exactly with the edges. Thanks for tuning in today. Next time, join us to learn how to make a rain stick out of a paper towel tube. Bye for now.